Got a question asking if a landlord can raise the rent on a tenancy because their property taxes are going up. This tenancy, there is no written lease agreement. It goes month to month. Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord Warrior on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Now, to answer this user's question, basically, could a landlord raise the rent because their property taxes are going up? Absolutely. Okay. Now, can the landlord raise the rent up to an amount that will cover the difference in, I guess, what the property taxes were and what the new property taxes are now? That's going to depend very heavily on the amount of the rental increase, okay? And a lot of our rent increase questions, that type of deal, I always tell folks that it depends on, the landlord's property taxes don't govern how much they can raise the rent. The rules are governed based on if the landlord is subject to the Tenants Protection Act of 2019 or there's a local rent control ordinance that governs, okay? Those rules establish how much a landlord can raise the rent, okay? Not how much the landlord's property taxes go up, okay? So generally speaking, under the Tenants Protection Act, if you're subject to the act, you generally can't raise the rent no more than 5% plus the change in CPI. Okay, there are several indexes that cover the state, depending on where your property is located at. Okay, which is published by the federal government. And if you're not in an area where they publish an index, California averages the 4 indexes into one California number that you have to use. Okay. Your rent can't increase no more than 10%, no matter how much the change in CPI is, but it varies. It fluctuates. I believe in our area, it's like 2.7%. Don't quote me on it. I don't have the chart in front of me right now, but it varies each year. Okay. And the numbers come out around June or July of the year that they're published. Okay. So that's how you get the change in CPI number. Okay. So could the landlord raise the rent because the property taxes went up? Absolutely. How much they're going to be able to raise the rent is going to depend on where the property is at and if it's subject to the Tenants Protection Act of 2019 or a local rent control ordinance, because a lot of these cities that have rent control where the municipality can regulate the rent, it's generally lower than the state's number. It's usually 60% of CPI, and the municipality publishes a number that the landlords can raise their rent. There might be ways under a local ordinance for a landlord to catch up on rental increases, but generally speaking, they're going to be limited each year. Excuse me. Tenants Protection Act limits a landlord from raising the rent no more than twice in any 12-month period of time, up to the maximum limits just discussed. So if you're contemplating raising the rent and you don't know exactly if the Tenant Protection Act applies or local ordinance applies and you're in the Northern California area, feel free to reach out. We might be able to help you out. Put your comments, questions down below. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Until next time, folks, I'll talk to you then. Thanks.